How's everybody doing? Hopefully well. Excuse me. A little bit of a froggy voice this morning. Let me know if you can hear me okay. And happy St. Patrick's Day. It is March 17th. I don't know how it is March 17th already, but I just thought we'd hang out together today and work on some fun little designs. I've had this one little... Okay, perfect. Jalen, you can hear me. Yay. Awesome. I have this one little kind of odd-shaped Santorini stone. I think it was broken, maybe. I buy the misfit bundles sometimes, so it's kind of odd-shaped, and I had just slapped some color on it in between working on other ones. And so I have that one, and then I have this little Santorini square from Stones by Shelley that I had kind of started doodling on. And we'll see what we can come up with. Good morning, Sue. Welcome. I'm also going to try something new this morning. So I also set up a premiere for my next video to hit at 9:45. So I'm going to watch the clock, and this stream itself is supposed to lead you there. I don't know what it looks like on your guys' end, but and it might not happen until this closes out. That'll be what'll pop up on the screen as the recommended place to go. But it's just a short little, I think it's a little less than 5 minutes. A super cute carrot design. Never would have thought of making a carrot, but I think it's perfect for Easter, spring, just all kinds of fun stuff. So we'll see what happens. We're experimenting today, so you'll have to let me know how that works. But I'll be on that live in the chat like we usually are, because it's a premiere where I'm watching it live with you. So we'll see what happens. Day of experiments. We're coming back to life here. Happy St. Patrick's Day, Tina. I just realized I'm not wearing green. I'm still in my pajamas. I'm going to be honest. Full disclosure, still in my pajamas, and they are not green. So I'm going to need to get something on today so that nobody pinches me. But let me go ahead. I think I'm just going to Zentangle this little guy. I'm trying to decide if I want to use the same design on all the squares or not. So let's just jump into it and see what we get. And you guys tell me what's going on in your world. We're overdue. We didn't get a live stream in February. It was a little more recovery was required in February for January than I thought. And I was tired. So, all right. You are my kind of people. You're in your pajamas too, and it's 4:00. That's perfect. Okay. I actually consider it a good day on the weekend if I spend the day in my pajamas. Not gonna lie. That means it's a good day. It means it's restful. It means I didn't have to leave the house. Oh, this pen's not gonna work on here, is it? So I grabbed one of my... Oh, it's dying. That's why. So I grabbed one of my Uni Pin fine liners for this, but I also forgot that I had put over the color a little layer of dragonfly glaze, and so it's super slick. And this pen, I grabbed the one that's older, and it's kind of dying. So I'm going to switch to my Posca PC1MR and see if we can maybe make that one work. The lines are a little thicker, which is why I was steering clear of it, but it can handle the dragonfly glaze a little better. So let's try that. That might work better. That's a little brighter for you guys too. Oh, nice. That sounds like a good Saturday. Jerlyn did some errands this morning, but yesterday you went to the beach and got rocks. That is so cool. This is a funny conversation about rocks. I think I have been buying more of mine than anything else lately, probably the last year or so. And part of that, I think, is convenience. It's just nice to have them show up on my doorstep and for them to be all smooth where I'm not hunting for them. Okay, so here's this is the conversation. So you mold them because it's illegal to take them from the rivers and beaches. So here, it's also you're not supposed to take them from parks, any protected land. Not supposed to take them, and you're not supposed to hide them in like a national park or anything like that. And then I think the conversation as rock painting has gained some popularity has changed a little bit where, the city park, is that a protected space, or the city itself or the residents don't think it's a great idea for us to take them. So I think I've kind of shifted into buying them, which is kind of a chicken way to avoid the discussion, and it's also kind of silly to me because I'm buying them, but the landscapers or whoever, is getting these rocks, they're getting them from somewhere. So where are they getting them from that it's not disturbing the ecology? Because that's the argument from people that are very concerned about the environment, is that us taking them out of their natural environment disturbs the ecosystem. So, and that's kind of understandable, because just me doing it, maybe that doesn't seem like a big deal, but if I do it and all 15 of you that are sitting here do it, then what? So let's see. Okay, so you have a state park here where you're allowed to leave the rocks, just not where they mow the lawn. So that's good. And Sue, you're also buying yours and mold them. So I do that too. But that's really, it's an interesting discussion, and I think it's worth probably paying attention to, because we don't want to ruin Earth, right? I've also stopped. I don't leave my rocks kind of in the Tahoe area, which is that's drivable for me, Tahoe. But I don't leave stuff up there because there's a lot of people up there with a very environmentally conscious mindset. And in my local rock group that I help admin, we've actually gotten some nasty messages from people, like nasty mean, which is crazy that, we should be arrested, and they just throw our rocks right away. And so I just kind of don't hide them up there anymore, which is a bummer, because there's lots of tourism, lots of people that would probably enjoy finding them. But when I was really new to it, I remember we went to the beach in Tahoe for just a day with the family, and I was so excited because I was a new rock painter that I left some, not on the beach itself, but like by the little ranger station and by the bathrooms. And one of them got picked up and moved. Like, I think the ranger picked it up and tossed it. So, and then I think about it now, it's a state park, so it's not where I should have been leaving them. But that was me in my naive stage. So I don't know. I think, oops, I just stuck my finger in that and smudged it. You see that? Nice wet paint with a little smudge right there, but that's okay. I'll fix it later. I think we almost could get skittish about hiding them anywhere, right? Like, you don't want to upset anyone, but then you also know how happy they make some people. So it's quite a conundrum, I guess. I don't know. Where do you guys get and hide your rocks? We do have a fair amount of rock landscaping in our yard from the previous owners, and so sometimes I'll see something that's fairly smooth and shaped kind of cool, so I'll grab those out of the yard, which I think is perfectly okay, but you should not grab them out of other people's yards when you go on a walk. I have been tempted, I will not lie, walking by some people's yards that have really, really smooth ones, that I want to like knock on the door, be like, where did you get your rock? Like, what company did your landscaping, and where did they get this rock? Because it's so smooth. But I've never done it. But yeah, just don't take it from businesses or other people's yards, because they paid money for that in their home. In our local rock group, we have guidelines about all different things, but we have a fair amount of guidelines about hiding them. And one of them is not to put them in grass. Like, even if you have a favorite park that you can hide them in, don't put them in grass, because the guy mowing the lawn probably not going to see it, and that could cause huge damage to a lawnmower. So you don't want to do that by any means. Not on train tracks, because the same thing. What else? Oh, we also recommend not hiding them inside of like a store, like a Walmart on the shelves without asking permission, because it's not our property, right? The store is not our property. Some people are okay with it, some are not. Oh, fun. Benches are a good spot. I leave them on benches at the park too, or like picnic tables, or there's a huge park near my work, and they have a table that's like an outdoor chess set. I mean, the pieces aren't there, but the board is built into the table itself, which is really cool. So I've left stuff on there. I think the brighter the rocks are, the more apparent they are to people to find. And I have my favorite tree knots at that same park, where it's kind of at eye level, and I think it's easy for people to locate them because they see the bright something or other in this tree knot that they're walking towards. That's kind of cool. I'm going to line between each. Ooh, camera's having trouble focusing. I'm going to line between each color too, but I'm just I did not even realize that I did this right here. It's almost like the design matches up, and I did not do that intentionally. That was an accident. Let's see. So you leave them around your village and get lots of positive feedback, and occasionally on someone's doorstep. Oh, that's cute. I like the doorstep idea. I have dropped them kind of in yards before. We have a house just past our mailbox. It's not far from us that they have kids. I know they have kids because they always have really good like Halloween decorations, and I've seen the kids outside playing. And so I've left some on their rock wall before, and they've gotten posted in our local group. So I know they at least enjoy them and appreciate them. So that's fun to leave them there. I leave them by our mailbox a lot because I know people are going there. I left a couple of St. Patrick's Day rocks there yesterday. Just because I know people are going to stop there and they'll get seen. And then on the university campus, I leave them around a lot. I'm not so sure students really care. I don't know if young people care about this kind of thing, but there's lots of faculty and staff there that I think have found them and enjoy them. But so Sue leaves them on rocks and benches and swings in your metro parks, and left them outside in public areas at shopping malls. Okay, so like in the main areas where people are walking and sitting and stuff, and sometimes outside restaurants. Oh, that's another thing I do. I think I've made a couple of the little short vertical videos about leaving them with my gratuity at a hotel when I'm traveling for work. But I've also, if I have little ones, I've left them inside of the, the thing they put your bill in at the restaurant. I've left them inside of that for the server with the tip. That's another, I feel okay about that being inside a business because it's kind of like you're leaving it for a specific person. I have left them in lobbies, which I think could be probably iffy, but I've left them in lobbies, like, in a hotel when you're, excuse me, goodness, when you're on the hotel floor, you're staying on like in the hallways. And usually when you get off the elevator, there's like a table there. I've left them there because I feel like it's just high traffic and it will get picked up. And with me walking in and out of there, I can kind of tell if it's gone or not. And if it doesn't disappear, I can move it so that it doesn't sit there or get thrown away. I don't know where I don't know if I got that idea from someone or if I just started doing it. I think I might have just started doing it. There might be other people that do it too, but it just was a nice thing to do because I feel like the people that are cleaning the rooms probably don't get paid very well. And I think a lot of people don't leave the gratuity. So just a little something to, help them have a good day, I guess. But we had fun hiding them in Washington, D.C. There's definitely a lot of fun places there. I think Julie found some really good places to hide them when I went walking with her that morning. But again, when I was new to rock painting and I had to go to DC for work, I left some in some of the national monument things, and I should not have done that. So don't do that. I left some by the Vietnam War Memorial, which that one I don't know. I don't know what they do because people leave flowers and all kinds of things there. So I don't know if there it was okay. And then the park rangers just kind of go and clean it up every day. I'm not sure what they do there, but like there was, my memory's failing me on what the other monument was that we were in, but there was a statue of Roosevelt, and he's sitting there, and I think he's holding his hand out or something like this, and I put one in his hand, so I shouldn't have done that. So you can learn from my missteps in the past, but I was new to it. And I had the best of intentions, and I guess the park rangers get paid to clean up after people doing far worse things, right? But maybe they get to take it home themselves. I wonder if they get to keep things that they find or have to. If it's gonna go in the trash anyway, maybe they get to keep it. I don't know. I should ask one next time I'm there because they are out and about. We talked to one. We walked through some sort of garden when we went on that morning walk, and there was like an arborist she was taking care of the cool, like the cherry blossom trees and stuff, and she was telling us that, they were starting to bloom because it was unusually warm, but she said it wouldn't last because there would likely be more freezes that would hit them and it would mess everything up. So she was like a ranger of sorts. I should ask her what happens when people leave stuff they aren't supposed to. Do they have to trash it, or I don't know. Or maybe one of you guys know. I don't know. This is hard to see my lines bordering the colors because there's so many lines going on it. I wonder, I think I might thicken these up a little bit in between the colors. So Beverly, good morning, Beverly, loves Zentangling. What is okay, I hope I say this right. What's a Petoskey stone? I need to know what that is. You have snow today. Oh no, we had snow last week. Pretty good snow last week. It dumped good. I think we've got our full snowpack in our area, which is good because I feel like we've been in drought most of my life. We're always in a drought or in a threat of a drought. So it's always good the years that we get our snowpack. And I think the ski resorts in Tahoe are going to be open until May. Is that what I heard the other day? Which just seems crazy to me, but they're going to be open until May. So that will be good for tourism and good for skiers. Because if you like to ski, I'm sure it's fun to ski on a sunny day. As long as it's not melting the snow. I'm just thickening up the lines in between these colors just to give it a little more pop. I want each little thing of color to pop out a little bit. So this might be one of the dangers of doing the same lines, same Zentangle design on each little pocket of color here, but it's still kind of fun. It would catch your eye if you were out and about. Okay. I think we'll let this guy dry. That turned out pretty cool. Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes I don't stress so much about the design, and I like to do ones that I like to do because this is supposed to be for us too, to be relaxing, right? So I'll do what I want to do, and then the person that finds it, they can like it or not like it. And I can't imagine a case most of the time where people are going to be like, ew, that's ugly. So I'm going to do kind of a starburst heart. You can see it if I go a little closer there. And then I'm going to do something different with this one. And I'm going to try and draw the color down the side of the little, I call these cubes and they're not. It means my geometry is off. I want to call them cubes because they're thick, but they're not, because a cube would be equal height on all sides. They're squares, but they are fun because you can write on the side of them. You can, do your art on the side of them. And I've never pulled the color all the way down the side. But now I have to decide what pens I want to use, because I have my blue. I've got my brush pens. I've got those here. And I've got my blues and purples. Oh, Tabitha, you're on your way out. I'm glad you stopped to say hi. Good to see you. I hope you have a great day. Have fun with your little. Happy Sunday. Make sure you're wearing green. I'm sure she made sure you're wearing green. I think I'm going to go with the brush pens so we can get a wide variety of color here. I like this set a lot because it's brush pens for one, so you can kind of take them on the go, and the colors they decided to put in here are just the coolest variety of stuff. So I'm just going to start randomly picking, and I hope some of these may be kind of crusty or dried out because they get that way. Let's put these over here so you can see what I'm grabbing. Maybe. Let's see here. Oh, you're going to tell us. Oh, a Petoskey stone is a fossil. Oh my gosh, I'm going to totally Google that after this because that sounds really cool. How fun. So just fossils of all different kinds of things, huh? That's neat. I could see how you could end up with quite the collection of those for sure. How many colors do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5. Let's see here. 6. I don't know what I'm pulling out here. 7. Decisions. It's kind of a funky looking green. I don't know. Some of these look a little too, I feel like I need more variety. Let's see here. Let's keep this and this. Some of these look like they just don't belong with the others, which is why I'm reorganizing a little bit here. Let's see. I think I like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can't count, guys. Let's see. What else do we want here? There's pink and purple. Now I'm realizing, now that I'm doing this, that there are versions of the color. Like there's multiple purples, multiple greens. This pink, something happened to this pink. I think this would be a better pink, but something happened to it, but I'm going to try it anyway, where it's not, the tip is shorter than the others. Grief. Why is this so hard all of a sudden? Let's do. Yeah, I don't want that one. I'm at a stalemate here, guys. This is horrible. Let's see here. We'll do that one. Oh, a fossil made out of coral. That is pretty neat. I like that a lot. Let's throw red in here too. Let's throw red in too. Okay, so we have a weird mess of colors here, which is okay. Oh, that's so cool, Nancy, that you hand them right to people. I don't think I've done that very often. I think I get shy. Me with the YouTube channel gets shy. No lie. I'm just going to leave these in this order, I think. Maybe give a little bit of a switcher up. This is where we're going to go. I think that's so cool that you do that, that you hand them directly to the person. Super nice, and just so, like, I can't imagine the happiness that people probably get from that, and like surprise. And then you can explain it to them, because a lot of people don't know what the camera focus here. I think there's sunshine streaming through my window. Hold on one sec. That's confusing the camera. I have one slat on our blinds over here that it's missing a screw or something, and it just opens up when it wants to open up. And this time of morning, the sun just comes through. So I'm going to leave the heart in the middle as like a peekaboo. And I also have to make this line down the side because we're going to make the whole design carry around. And I'm watching the time. We have about 15 minutes. You guys may have seen, hopefully, that soapstone pencil that I just got. Super awesome. So cool. I really like that. And I posted links. It's the one I got is a Happy Dotting Company pencil, and I got that one. I wanted to support small business. So if you do go on Amazon, you will find other brands that, maybe it's a little cheaper or you get more pencils with it. I just chose to share Happy Dotting Companies because I like supporting a small business. So, those are the ones I shared, but the pencil is super cool. See, this pink is going to be difficult. You can see the brush tip is like super short. I don't know if it got like shoved back up when it was shipping. And the paint comes out kind of watery, but we're going to make it work. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, the soapstone pencil. Someone asked me in one of the comments if it works on the Santorinis, and I haven't tried it, but I don't think it's going to show. It might show like a shiny line if you turned it towards the light, but it's not going to be super helpful for getting your design on a rock necessarily. So that's the only downside, is it doesn't work on, I would say, white paint, or probably a super light color you might be able to see it, but white or the Santorini. So I still have these, they're sewing pencils, chalk pencils, and that's what I use for white. Oops, just knocked something off my desk. Oh, your whole area was covered with water. That's awesome. You don't paint the fossils too, right? You just collect those as a separate hobby, I guess, or collection. That's so cool. So cool. When you think about things that nature does, like, it's a pretty amazing world. Like when you think how some of those things from long ago have been preserved, and then just how like animals survive. Like my son was watching I don't know if you guys saw it, but there was a pair of eagles in Big Bear, California, and someone has a YouTube channel watching them, and they were sitting on 3 eggs, I think, that were supposed to hatch. And so, like, I didn't realize it had become a viral thing. I thought just his class happened to be watching it, but like the whole world was super into waiting for what was going to happen to these eagle eggs. And I don't think they ended up hatching, but it just was so cool to see it. It's not usually something we'd see that high up in a tree. We don't get to witness that, but technology meets nature, I guess. It's pretty neat. He was super excited about it. We talked about it every day when he came home from school, because they'd turn it on at some point during the school day to see, check in on, I think the names were Shadow and Jackie. It was pretty cool. So you can see how the brush tip on this one is a lot more full, kind of longer, I guess. But I like these. I have thrown these in when I've traveled, not the whole box, but I've selected some certain colors that I want, because you kind of get the best of both worlds, where it can kind of behave like a brush because it's a brush pen, but you don't have to worry about water and rinsing and brushes and all of that stuff. So it's kind of cool. Okay, let's see how yellow fares, because this yellow is nice and bright. Sometimes yellow is hard because it's a light color and it doesn't like to get nice and vibrant, but that's pretty stinking vibrant, I'll say. And the Santorinis sometimes will, they're kind of porous. So sometimes that first coat of paint, it will kind of soak it up and it sinks in and it's not as vibrant as it could be. So I do use gesso sometimes on these, depending on what kind of design I'm making. That will help kind of seal that porous part. Well, that's interesting. Okay, so Nancy's asking if I've noticed that paint pens perform differently based on the weather and humidity, because you're in a full-time in a motorhome and your pens react differently wherever I go. That is really interesting. So I haven't noticed that, but I think the main reason I haven't, let me get a drink. The main reason I haven't noticed it is because I don't use them enough outside of where I live. Like most of the time they're here. I have, boy, my camera is just struggling to focus today. Come on, camera. Let's do it. There we go. I have been careful when I take them on an airplane with me. I don't check baggage very often because most of my trips are short enough that I can just do a carry-on. But you know, the underside, if you do check baggage, is not pressurized, I don't believe. So I wouldn't put them down there because they could potentially explode. But I've taken them with me, but I have had not paint pens, but what are they called? They're like the pilot pens, the ones with the little window where you can see the ink in it. I've had one of those make a big mess on a plane with me in the cabin. But I don't know that I've gone enough places where they perform differently. So are you noticing that they're harder to keep, like dry climate versus humid? Because when I went to DC, it's more humid there. It was winter, so I didn't notice it as much, but like I have to go back in the summer and it's, to me, miserably humid in the summer in DC. But that would be interesting because I live in a pretty dry climate and I do have to like kind of take care of these. And if I don't kind of wipe them off with a damp towel after I'm done using them, they can get dry and kind of crusty and then they're hard to use after. But I'm curious what kind of changes you've noticed. It makes sense logically that they could behave differently because, you know, that lack of moisture or the infusion of moisture in the air, I don't see why it wouldn't affect the paint pens, right? So it definitely makes sense that it could affect things. I just haven't traveled enough with them, I think, into different climates than my own. So you'll have to like do a little data tracking for us and then fill us in on what happens in the different areas. I'm kind of envious that you get to travel in your motorhome. That's one of my like silly pipe dreams. Like if I could do an early retirement, get a little motorhome and take rocks on the road, like be able to put it on the YouTube channel, travel with them, like traveling kindness rocks. How fun would that be? My poor husband. He'd have to like clear out a space, some of the cupboards in the motorhome, just for me, not for food, not for spices, but for paint and rock painting supplies. I think it would be so fun. I don't know, maybe we'll have to make it happen. I'll have to go on my bucket list with more of a reality priority on it. Oh shoot, did I screw that up? I came around, I thought I had these all lined out, but look where I'm coming around. The red and the green are going to be right next to each other. I'm going to swap these and do the red next to the orange. Just so we don't have red and green that screams Christmas. This is not a holiday themed rock. So we're going to this is more of a rainbow. You know what this is starting to remind me of is those, I never had one of these as a kid, but I think the twins did when they were little in elementary school, those big parachute things where they get on the sides of it and hold it and then throw it up in the air and they get under it. That's what this reminds me of, the colors. Getting there. Getting there. I don't know what I'll do with this. I'll probably sit on it because you could Zentangle it. You could add more designs to the colors. you could leave it alone. Maybe some glitter paint. How different is this color? This is different enough. It's kind of a teal color. I would probably, I don't know. What do you guys think? What should we do? Should I Zentangle this when it's done? Should we add glitter paint? I'm definitely going to put white outlines in between to separate the, and I think we'll have time to do that here. We'll have just enough time to do that before I send you off to the premiere of the new video for this week. But sometimes simple is better. Sometimes I'm a big fan of simple is better, right? Like this pen, I think, was the first one I ever used, and I think I messed it up. The end, or the, come on camera, the end of it's a little frayed, and then sometimes the color doesn't like to come out of it. So what I'll do is lay it on its side and kind of squish it down, and it makes the paint come out, and then I can kind of move it around with the frayed brush. I guess it's another potential pitfall with the rocks themselves, because they aren't always smooth. Even when they look smooth, they have little rough patches, right? And that can mess with our poor little paint pens and the tips, which is another reason why I like Tule Art, because they send you extra tips for your pens, which is really nice because you can replace them if they get too beat up. And I think you can even buy them if you need to. I just need to fill in. This part is rough around the corner, so I'm trying to be nice to my poor pen so that it doesn't get further damaged. And there's kind of like little divots, so I'm trying to get the color in there. And then I think this orange needs a little bit of my heart. And I will go through after we get off and probably rub off that chalk paint. Well, I might actually do it. Well, it's hiding under there. So we need the white. Did I bring a white pen over here? I thought I did. I did not. So we could. Another nice thing about this brush pen set is that they send you, oh, poor camera cannot focus for the life. They send you 2 white and 2 black in the set. So there's 2 whites and 2 blacks, which is, I think, so awesome because they know we use those ones a whole lot, right? Like, they know we use those ones. Sue loves her Tule Art. I just really like that brand. I think that they are small. I feel like they still feel small and like they care about how we're using them. Okay, yeah, I'm not going to do this because it's going to come out too thick. So I don't want to go around and around and around. Do I have a white one? Oh, wait. I also brought over my Tule Art little travel pack. This is also a fun one to take for travel because it's all in there. It came with thick markers, thin markers. These are kind of like the Uni Pen fine liners. And then I think there's a pocket here. And in here there's some, if I can get it out, carbon paper that's like super tiny and cute. And then I think there was a dotting tool, like a really thin dotting tool to also do the transfer paper. You can use the dotting tool instead of a pencil. Okay, so I'm going to use this thin Tule Art. I think this will do what I want. Yes. Yes, it will. So just giving a little bit of... Okay, coming up over this little curve is kind of hard. My dog is snoring next to me. He's in his little house and I can hear him. He's getting old, but he's snoring and it's cute. So that gives it a little bit of pop. My goodness. Let me go clear my throat out before I come on here. You can see the sunshine shining in right here and it's messing with the poor camera. I'm just a hot mess. I'm out of practice because we skipped February, so I'm sorry about that. But I'm so glad you guys came and hung out this morning. It was fun. I've got quite a few more Easter designs. I have to get on it. I need to get ahead and like film and paint ahead so that I can edit them and get them out to you in a decent amount of time. But let's just get the main part of this to at least get the look down so you guys can see it. And I'm going to go around the heart also. Sometimes what I'll do with these Santarinis is add extra sparkle. Like, you know, the Santorini spoons sparkle on their own, but I will add extra sparkle to it, like this center peekaboo part. I'm just going to cover up that chalk pencil and even out the heart. The other thing I could do is instead of putting sparkle on the colors, I could put sparkle on the white. So we'll just have to wait and see what the universe moves me to do when this thing is dry. What kind of sparkle and where? You could also put words. Coming up with all kinds of ideas. Dangerous. That could be fun. But again, sometimes I think simple is more. Maybe the answer, since I like my sparkles, is I'll do dragonfly glaze on the colors and then, oh, Nancy's got a good idea. Heart in the middle and maybe words of inspiration in the colors. That's a good idea. And the idea I was just thinking was put dragonfly glaze on the colors because that's like a thinner or a finer glitter, and then do extreme hologram glitter paint in the white. That's another thought. Okay. I am going to, I think, shut the live stream down and see if it shunts you guys over to the premiere of the new video for this week. I hope you like it. I really had fun making it, and it's so cute. Or at least I think so. And then thank you guys for coming and hanging out live, and go check that video out. I'll be live in the comments for the 4 minutes that it is or whatever. And then I will see you on the internet this week. Everybody take care. Have a great day. Get your green on so nobody pinches you. Take care. I'll see you next time.